Hey everybody, I'm Steven, and I'm about to go see How to Train Your Dragon 3. I will catch you after the credits.
This is Berk, son. It was the home of your grandparents, and their grandparents before them. But out there, beyond the edge of the world, lies the home of the dragons. And I believe it's your destiny to one day find this hidden world.
So, I just got back from seeing How to Train Your Dragon 3 with Cassie, and it was fantastic. I've really enjoyed this series to this point. I haven't watched the Netflix series or any of those, but I have watched... When the second movie came out, I took a look at the first one before I saw it, because I hadn't seen it, but I had heard really good things. It was one of those 3D phenomenons. Like, people were judging 3D. It was looking like it was just going to be a trend. And How to Train Your Dragon comes out, and people see it in 3D, and 3D is used how it's supposed to be used. It's used for depth, not cheap gimmicks. So, I honestly don't remember a lot about the first one. There are some key scenes, like meeting Toothless and things like that I remember. But I don't remember much of the plot. I'll have to give it another watch. What I do remember is quite a bit of the second movie. And I remember seeing that when it came out and thinking, like, this is fantastic. And honestly, I didn't fully expect to see a third one. But here we are, we're at number 3, and it is a fantastic conclusion to the series. I honestly couldn't imagine a better send-off. Basically, there are, what do they call them, dragon porters, dragon capturers, dragon hunters, something along those lines, that are picking up all the dragons that they can find, and Hiccup, Toothless, and the gang from the rest of the movies, whose names I can never quite pull together. They all are helping to rescue them. This is where the Light Fury comes into this movie. The Light Fury is used basically to track Toothless, as he's the last Night Fury. And the villain in this movie is the man who killed all the Night Furies. And his mission throughout the movie is to end Toothless's life while Hiccup tries to save the dragons and bring them back to the hidden world where dragons came from.
Legends tell of ships that sailed too close to it, only to drop off the edge of the world, never to be seen again. But those sailors who turned back told tales of a great waterfall and dragons guarding the entrance to a hidden world. Not just a nest, Hiccup, but a land from which all dragons come.
Even Night Furies?
Especially Night Furies.
Those are scary.
Don't you worry. One day I'll find the hidden world and seal it up, so that people and dragons will fight no more.
And honestly, that's the plot of the movie. I feel like I remember the second one being a little bigger in terms of plot, but this doesn't need to be. It's very character-driven. It's very emotional-driven. And that's what this movie needs to be. The effects in this movie are beautiful. Like, obviously it's a cartoon, but there are times I forgot that I was watching animation. Not because it's so realistic. It's definitely still 3D animation. It just sucks you in that you forget that you're watching something animated. It's just a really good story. All the humor for me, at least 90% of it hit. I think this had some of the best action in it. You see more than just the dragons fighting, you see the characters fighting. It looked a lot like a D&D campaign, and I'm a big fan of D&D, as you might know. Cassie really enjoyed this movie. She loves everything that can be considered adorable, almost. Not quite, but How to Train Your Dragon, a lot. It has a huge fan base for this kind of thing, and I can definitely see why. Toothless is a cute character, the Night Fury. I don't think she ever gets a name other than the Light Fury. She's got a good design. It's basically Toothless, but smoother edges, and obviously white instead of black. You see more of Hiccup's and his girlfriend's relationship develop in this movie, and it's it's very nice, and you see kind of the mother take on a more mother-like role, and it's just, I'm gushing about this movie, and it's leaving me with less to say about it because of it. Like, I don't really have complaints. If you're a fan of the series, you should go see this movie. It's a good conclusion, and they've said it's the conclusion to the series. There's always more, but to give you an idea of how, like, what I think of the DreamWorks animation and everything, other than maybe when the first Shrek came out, which doesn't hold up as well today as it did when it came out, that was the one time I thought DreamWorks beats Disney on the animation front. Like, the movie's funnier, the animation looks fun, like, things like that. How to Train Your Dragon, all three of them are times I've thought this is going to win Best Animated Picture. I don't know how something could top it, but we do have Frozen 2 coming out this year, so who knows? It's hard to say, but I'd be surprised if it's going to be nominated, and it's only February right now, or March, technically. I think it's March 1st as I'm recording this, but it's so good, and this is probably going to be a short review because I gotta say, go see this movie, go support it, make sure DreamWorks is putting out good quality, because I don't need to see more Madagascars, I honestly don't need to see more Shreks, I don't need to see anything lower quality than what I know they're capable of. They're good products. How to Train Your Dragon is probably the best animated trilogy there has been. I can't think of a better one, because I don't think Disney's really done many trilogies. So, go see How to Train Your Dragon. It's worth it. Spend your money. Throw your money at it. Just go see it. I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. There were one or two parts that dragged just a tiny bit, but even I wouldn't even call it that predictable. The characters are too smart, the humor is really good, the action is great, the animation is beautiful. Go see it. Go see How to Train Your Dragon Part 3. Nothing's after the credits. The credit roll does have a sequence that's kind of a bunch of clips from the previous movies, especially of Hiccup and Toothless interacting, and it's very nice. And this ending is beautifully done. It makes you almost want to cry. It's beautiful. Go see How to Train Your Dragon 3, and I will catch you next time at the movies.
The hidden world. It really does exist.
Now that's a king.
You're right, bud. It's time. Well, look who it is! Not a word.